Welcome to World Walks, a joint production of Firehouse Projects, the Unconservatory, and Cranberry Coast Concerts, supported in part by a grant from the state of Florida and viewers like you. With your hosts, Lilia Fontana, Kirk Whipple, and Marilyn Morales.
Walks before curfew, walks through remote and urban areas, walks in neighborhoods have become escapes from our enclosures of four walls. At times contemplative and in reflective solitude, walking becomes a vehicle for introspection and meditation, facilitating deep thought. We walk in fellowship together with family and friends who have hunkered down together. Whether alone or with companions, walking is a deeply personal activity. In response to the isolation our society has collectively experienced during quarantine, we have launched World Walks, Firehouse Projects, in collaboration with the Unconservatory and Cranberry Coast Concerts, presents this virtual experience inspired by our immediate and increased need to connect with each other.
Welcome indeed to World Walks. Hi, Kirk. Hi, Marilyn.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Well, before we go into our program, we have some people to thank, right?
Yes, we do, absolutely. In fact, we want to thank the State of Florida Division of Cultural Affairs for their support of this project, and also viewers like you.
Absolutely. It is absolutely an honor and pleasure for me. And we go back a very, very long time. I don't know if I should say or not, Ali.
Yes, you can.
50 years, over 50 years.
I always say it's an FBI secret.
Okay, good point.
It works.
But in 30 plus years ago, in our conversations, we realized that we went to the same elementary school, middle school, and we met in high school when our parents brought us here. So it was nice that we have that long heritage. But anyways, I'd like to present to you Ali Miranda, and I wanted to talk a little bit about him before he starts talking himself. Ali is greatly known for his erotic nudes. Aside from his personal fine arts work in both film and photography, he has done commercial work for magazines and advertising firms. His work has been featured in multiple national and local publications. Ali has a Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree at the Academy of Arts in San Francisco and attended the School of Visual Arts in New York and Chicago to finish up his MFA. The series being shown deals with the COVID pandemic, the quarantine, and the people who he came across during his walks. So, Ali, should we go into you? Here's Ali Miranda.
Thank you.
If we could start we have not two little nice short films that he has produced. We can start off with that, if you like, and go from there.
Yes, it would be good.
Okay.
No, this lady, I photographed her before I met her. Her name is Jill. And the other day I was walking by on one of my trails, and I follow her, and then I turned the camera on her. And she remembered me very well, and she asked me, how are your pictures doing? I said, you will see soon, but she said she's not on any social media or she won't be able to see this anyway, unless I show it to her later on YouTube.
Sure. Well, that's one thing we should say. We will be putting this up on our YouTube channel when we have a moment. But let's take a look at this video. Here we go.
Right. Maybe a little louder. breaking it.
Hey, Jill. How you doing?
How you doing?
All right.
How you doing with the picture?
I know, doing well. Yeah, still do.
Good?
Yeah, everything good. And
You're
you?
out of your area.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm in Ventura. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah. So you did your walk already? Huh?
now this is the second session.
Oh, wow. You should. How long you take?
Till I drop dead.
No, but I mean, do you do like an hour?
That's
Like an.
what I said. Till I drop
Oh,
dead.
okay. Yeah. You got a lot. I got a lot more to go.
No, and you didn't
Yeah.
walk in from Aventura.
No. I drove here, park over there, and walk.
What did you do? You're retired now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What did you do?
Photography.
Oh, how
I'm a
wonderful.
photographer.
You could always do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I still do it.
You do it for those bratty kids.
Yeah. Oh,
For my kid, they threatened to leave. He never shut up. I said, give him a lollipop. That shuts them up.
right. Well, great to see you. I'll see you a
Yeah.
bit. And I can
So
go.
what it is that my husband died. My husband died about a year and a half ago. So if I don't walk,
Oh, what else do you do? I
I'll
know.
just sit in the house and watch that damn TV.
Oh, no way. All right. Great to see you. We'll stay.
Let me talk about my artist statement. In this series of photographs, I tried to portray some of the people that did not quarantine during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic for various reasons. Some are essential workers, park and beach patrols, preachers and protesters, street peddlers, dog walkers, or just people out on their daily exercise. Although most of them, me included, did not quarantine as recommended, sometimes mandated by local government officials, we all took the initiative to wear some type of face covering to protect ourselves from one another, as recommended by some of the scientists and those in the medical fields to avoid the spread of the virus. By capturing these transient moments of people going about their daily lives, I have attempted to put a face to the pandemic, and thus these are my little portraits of the city during COVID-19. That's my story. Now let's look at the pictures.
And you stick by it. That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
I like that you have the message to people to smile on the back of your camera. That's
Right.
very clever.
I added that on, but okay.
So up next, here we go.
Let's look at the imagery.
And if there's anything you want to say about any of these photos.
Yeah, well, this is one of the few, I run into him a lot when I used to go down the US 1 on my way from the Gables. And so he was a regular there. So he was willing to have the picture taken.
Wow.
So, give him some money.
Mm-hmm.
Move on. This lady too, she was out of work. This is like during May of last year. And she just went out to take your walk and sit by the edge on South Beach on Ocean Drive and feed the birds in the afternoon. This was a random photograph, kind of like taking my metro, and I kind of caught my eye, and I thought the colors worked. So that's Transom.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is he was fishing down the Key Biscayne Bridge.
It's a
Yeah.
nice frame of the city behind him too.
Yes, that's why I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was all geared with this plastic, visor and mask.
As a matter of fact, somebody has a police siren in their microphone going, so we have a little bit of.
Let me close.
No, it's okay. We have a little ambiance then. They know we're in the city.
Yeah, yeah.
Ventura. All right, next.
Okay.
Go a little faster. This is during one of the protests for Black Lives Matter. And she posed for me. She said, let's do it.
Wow. Very
I
striking.
guess that says "tapate la boca."
Right. Yeah.
Which for gringos means?
Shut your mouth or close. I mean, not
Cover your mouth.
cover your mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I knew that because this gringo is married to a Cuban, but in fact, there she is in the window with her mom. They're looking on today too.
All
Here
right.
we go. Next up.
Yes, this is when I was living in Westchester last year, and I used to go to Sedano, and she was my cafecito waitress.
An essential worker
For definitely, she was there every day.
For the Cuban community.
for the Cuban community. They needed their cafecitos every
Yeah.
day.
And she would complain and say, "Well, can't you just stay home and have it at home?" I said, "No, I like coming here and seeing you."
And she looks like she's all business in this shot too.
Oh,
Yes, like don't mess with me.
You know, you can. I mean, this is the interesting thing I find too is that the pandemic has made us. One of the things I kind of like about it is that it's made us look into each other's eyes a little bit more.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yes.
You know,
It's all in the
That's
eyes.
what I really loved about this series. And when you send them to me to curate, I know I talked to you and I said you did my job. It's there. It's all
You
there.
didn't have to curate it.
No,
That was great.
I just arranged the order.
Yeah, this is again one of my usual Goodwill shopping days. And this lady had just found, she was very excited about finding her little Amy Winehouse pussycat. So I said, "May I take a picture?" She said, "Sure."
from Marilyn's response, it sounds like she wants one too.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the kitty image.
Okay, put it on the list, baby.
This is another essential worker at the grocery store,
Yeah.
the Presidente Market. And he was just also passing by, and I said, just snapped at him.
Yeah, that says it all. I mean, we've been there, and it just shows you, Ali, because you were in Westchester. We were right up the street, and actually today is the first time we've actually had a chance to meet face to face. We must have bumped into each other here.
Yes.
And you also were in San Francisco in the late 70s, early 80s,
Right.
where I grew up in Northern California. So we were destined to meet.
See, here we go. During pandemic.
Yes. Well, while everybody's inside, right?
Right. This is also another, essential worker, supposedly. She works at the Whole Foods on South Beach. And she's there every other day, basically.
And
she was great. I said, "Sure, I'd like to be in your pictures."
Boy, and she, I tell you what, even though you can't see, her mouth, she's working the shot with her makeup and her hair,
Oh, she's just all dressed up all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, she dresses up every day to go to work.
No, and her necklace and her bracelets and everything else.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like her being framed by all of those plátanos too.
Yeah, her name is Chia. So if you ever go to Whole Foods on South Beach, you'll see Chia.
We'll tell her she's famous on World Walks.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, and all the green in the background.
Oh
very
yeah, all the
World
veggies.
Walks.
It's wonderful.
This is also he was preaching. He's from some kind of church that's kind of like Buddhist. It's not a Buddhist altogether, but I forgot the name of it. He had a strange name, like monkey something. Yeah. So he was happy to be photographed and be covered for his preaching.
Did he tell you what this sign meant?
That's what I'm saying. I have it. I have it written down, but I can't remember now. I wasn't sure if you're going to put this one. I'll look it up, but it's something monkey. The M for monkey.
Memphis monkey. And the outfit, I guess, is part of the religious thing?
Right. Well, it's his part. I guess he wanted to dress up for when he goes out to preach. Get attention.
Well, that's an attention grabber.
Definitely.
Spectacularly so.
Yes.
This is my cousin.
Oh.
And I was visiting, and he opened the elevator, and I saw him like that. I said, "Okay, smile."
Oh my!
He was, no, you didn't. I said, "Yes, you're gonna be famous." I'm not dressed. I'm in my 90s.
That's his 90?
Yeah.
So smile or not, it doesn't matter if you.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
This is a fisherman. We used to sit down Key Biscayne too.
Oh, Craig, you're awesome. Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monkey?
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, remember.
Well, and I have to say too, because Craig is coming up in an upcoming World Walk series, and in addition to being a world-class ukulelist, vocalist, actor, comedian, he is also a librarian. So he's fast on the draw with facts.
Thank you.
He knows how to research.
Yes, he does. And I just wanted to say, Ali, too, the lighting in this is stunning with the street light at sunset.
Right,
and,
the street light, yeah.
And the dark tones of his skin. It's wonderful. This is really really brilliant. And the good news, by the way, once this is all on YouTube, people can pause and linger longer if they wish.
Yeah, thank you. This one, it's a patrol. I was to see him on the pier on South Beach Pier. Mm-hmm. And his name is, I believe, Joe, if I remember well. And he said, yeah. But I loved his mask. Yeah, it was just like down by the park on the Edgewater. I forget. And he was just chilling, from his bike ride.
Well, I tell you, I admire the composition of it. The lines of the trees and the bike kind of take on a interesting significance. The way it's set between the two trees,
Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Very interesting.
No, not to mention where he's sitting and that blue of his shoes and the shirt.
The shirt.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Colorful. This lady, she was just walking by, and just snapped it. I really didn't get much to talk to her, but I just love the colors with her pink and the road.
Yeah, and that hat, how it frames her face, and the mask,
the blue. Yeah, the colors worked.
Yeah. After you said you didn't get a chance to talk to her, the expression looks sort of like, "Okay, buddy, I'll pause for 2 seconds."
Well, it kind of just snapped it. Yeah. Keep going, kept walking.
Yeah. So we'll keep walking too. Here we go.
Yeah. Yes, this is. What was his name? Now I'm blank now. Oh my God, his name is. He lives in South Point. Oh. And he always walks with his dog is Sammy. Sammy, little dog there. Yeah. And he walks all back and forth from his condo at the end of the pier, at the other end.
Yeah. Is that Sammy's ride? The little
yes, yeah. When he gets tired, he puts him there. That's his ride. Yeah, Sammy's.
Fancy.
This fellow is the owner. He's 96 years old. He walks every day back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, and also that helps him walk. Kind of like a stroller walker. He uses that for him too.
Well, and Marilyn and I have found too on our walks that we frequently remember the names of the animals more
Right,
than we remember
I
the name of
remember
the
all the
owners.
animals. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
always ask them first, what's the name of the dog or the cat,
Yeah,
and then I ask them, and then that sticks to me first.
it's Sammy and Sammy's owner, of course.
Yes, he killed me. I forgot his name.
I love the other dog that's in the background. I don't know if
Hang on, here we go.
the other dog is
Yeah.
looking back, and you can see
There we
his
go.
looking back saying, I think I want to stroll in that stroller instead
I
of
think so, right?
I don't know.
Right.
It's just cute where
Yeah, he's
where
looking
it's
back. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, a winsome look, wishing he was a high class dog like that one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next up.
This is also a transient walker. I didn't get to speak to him either.
I like the
I
colors.
love the shot.
really
Yeah.
love Ali, I love the play of the colors, that green on the left and the
Yeah. I
blue
wanted to do it more.
bosses.
Yeah, to show the downtown.
Yeah,
I
and
am
no,
down.
and his blue outfit with the red hat as well stands out
Yes.
on the picture, and it's right in the middle of those two colors
Yeah.
coming at you.
The perspective. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's wonderfully framed. Yeah, when I saw this when I was previewing everything, I said this really screams Miami.
Well, you've also got
downtown Miami.
the building behind him, and then the buildings reflected in the screen of the bus as
Right.
well.
Right.
So
Yeah, wonderful shot. Here we go.
This is also during the protest from Black Lives Matter, the first one that started in the Gables. They went a little crazy. That was a quiet moment in the back, and
Yeah, no, how pertinent.
so this couple I said, "Can I take a picture?" I said, "Sure."
I like his mask, and then where beautiful lives.
Uh-huh. And it's interesting too, is like, the pandemic photos will be dateable because, at first these clever masks weren't available, and then people got the idea to
Right.
do them,
Yeah.
So I want to say it was about a month or two before designer masks started coming out, and then everybody got on board. We did too. So
Yeah, he probably did that one himself, I think.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
and
This is their typical bender from Westchester,
Yeah.
fruit bender. So it was, I shot this from my car. So I really didn't get to speak to him either, but he's usually down there in 8th Street and 87
Mm.
by
With
the
his mamoncillos.
Mamoncillos and lemons.
Yeah. I like all that red, white, and blue all over.
Yeah, I like his hat with the blue. So it was like
And then
the
the
white and blue.
the re-elect Perez.
Yeah, it's very
They're
loud.
also known as
what was that, Mari?
What?
lychees.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
the
the
mamoncillos are lychees.
Mamoncillos, yeah.
Are the family of lychees. There's so many kinds.
And see, that's we have to remember, not everybody in this session today. But I was going to say too, you caught the
stop
red
sign.
the stop sign instead of waiting for the go.
No, don't wait.
Yeah.
Walk. Don't walk.
Here we go. Next up.
Yeah, this is her name is Maria, but she was on Ocean Drive selling these. I think they're smoking cigars.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, what a combination of cigar. Yeah, cigars, cigarette.
Oh,
Yeah,
that she's
cigarillos.
Typical
Cigarillos.
cigars, cigarettes,
Yeah, yeah.
with a
cigars.
mask.
Rather
I love the yellow.
Yeah, you can, and you can see her smile. I think you can see her smile through the mask.
Right. Yeah. Her eyes. Oh, her eyes. Yeah.
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 Yeah. This is a fellow that was usually I see him do his bicycle down the Key Biscayne Bridge too. So when I saw him with this mask and the red shirt, and I thought perfect coloring
Yeah.
for a biker, and he's wearing that mask, biking and exercise. Of course, this is the beginning. Like this is like last May, June.
Now, here's a question. Speaking of that, because Ali, you know, your eye for color and composition. I mean, I'm curious. Do you have an idea of how
When I see it.
when you see it, you just but
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
how much but also too, I'm kind of curious to know about how much time do you feel like you're out taking pictures for each one that you get? Did you ever figure out the math behind it?
Oh God, no, I don't know. I just walk and just as I see something, and I take a couple of shots of it, you know, because I don't want it. Like he was walking, and I said, okay, just turn around and can you smile back at me, and yeah, but I had seen it. I was walking behind him, and I saw the composition, kind of.
Now, by the way, I wanted to say I'm really happy that you got him, you know, his image and not just his shadow in the photo. You can see that his hand gesture is, you know, very friendly. But in the shadow, it looks like perhaps it wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. I know exactly. I see the finger. Good point.
Maybe it was his alter ego.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that could be a picture for a you know, one of those superhero or villain. Maybe he's a villain. He's a nice guy in real life, but you know, shadow figure's not nice.
He's a wine dog toy.
Yes.
So much in this. Here we go.
Yeah, this little boy that rollerblades down at the by the bandshell on North Beach bandshell.
Oh yes.
It's the Nomi Mimo building, which I love. So I always want to take pictures there. So I got this. I saw the pattern going out back there, and he stopped. I said, "Can I take a picture of you?" He said, "Sure."
Yeah, very nice. Next up.
I like this.
Yeah, it's really... also he was working as a strange like CJ or JC. Anyway, so they were bringing him in buses, all these volunteers to patrol the beach and the bridge. And they'd pick him up, like drop him off around 10 o'clock and pick him up at 6 o'clock in the evening. And he says, yeah, I'm just hanging here. They drop like, I don't know, 10 of them in every other block. So they have a lot of time to hang out. So he was like chilling by the bridge with the other fishermen.
Well, what does he do? Patrol?
The patrols. People to make sure they had masks.
Oh, that's it? Just a mask patrol?
Yeah, just to make sure that people were wearing their masks. This is back in May. Again, back in June or May last year.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
So he's a volunteer.
And it looks like he's smiling behind that mask too.
Oh yeah, he was all for it. Yeah, he loved it. Being photographed. Yeah.
And again, great colors, very vibrant.
This is two, small people. They were walking, and I didn't really get much to talk to them, but they were from out of town, Venezuelan, I think, or they had a Latin accent. And he said, okay. And they went on, and we didn't.
Not wearing the mask very well.
Well, yeah.
No, you're outside on the beach, yeah. Oh. Now this guy really was peculiar. His name is John. he's always on South Beach. What do you call it? A metal detector.
Oh yeah.
He's always fishing for metal or treasures. And I saw him on the water. I was swimming, and I said, "Wait a minute! I need to go get my camera, my phone, and photograph him with the mask while he's searching in the water."
And it's a wonderful frame with the the ocean disappearing into the cloud line.
Right, and the moon was a full moon.
Yep, it's really.
But I had to get under the water and bring my phone to the water because I was swimming, and I saw him. I said, "Wait a minute!
Wait! Just stay. Hold that pose."
Right, just about.
So well, I wonder, his equipment is waterproof?
I must be. He carries it in the bag. Like, I don't know how far he goes down.
But even though I really love the way you framed this, I thought was a nice finale.
Yes.
And there we are. That's the last photo in the series, and might we say bravo, sir.
Thank you guys for having me, for inviting me.
Well, and
we have a last video.
We do, as a matter of fact. Let me get that up for us. Thank you for asking. And there it is. I'll frame it against the backdrop with the moon and the water below. How's that? That was entirely by accident, but it looks cool.
All right.
Here we go, coming up.
He was just bouncing the ball around to whoever wanted to play with it.
Great.
That was I loved it.
This is like a year later. This is what difference is. A year later, half of the people were not wearing the mask anymore. So
yeah,
it made a difference from last May to this May. It's almost.
Well, yeah, and that last little video, you kind of want that to go on for a while.
All right.
I bet you did. He was kicking the ball out.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
Well, I'm going to ask anybody who at this point who wants to chime in with a question or a comment. What's nice, we have quite a bit of time here. That if anybody would like to ask any questions of our photographer, artist, educator, Ali Miranda, I'll just invite everybody to unmute if they want to, and of course you can just stalk us and watch this and enjoy it. That's also perfectly fine.
I think there might be some questions that was asked. Susana, what type of camera do you use, Ali? I think she put it in the chat.
Okay, I use my iPhone for these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my iPhone. So I figure I had a show of small prints. So I make them like 8x10, and I figured that was enough of what I wanted to do because it's mostly about the intimacy of people, looking at the portraits, like, small format, nothing that's going to be blown, like wants to have that in their living room, like I think that direction. I was wanting to do small format imagery.
Well, so I was gonna in case somebody isn't seeing the chats, I was gonna read them down here. We said somebody said, another person just wants to enter. Great pics, comments from Madrid. And of course, Craig identified the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. From Katie Ketchum, who was our guest last week. She said, beautiful photos and interesting composition and colors. Another comment from guest's iPad, we don't know who they are, said, love the fashion. And then you answered the question from Azucena.
Right.
Guest's iPad to everyone had many comments. Great background and pebbles texture. Great interaction with people. And just now, Azucena asked, what type of iPhone?
Okay, the 7. That was the 7.
Wow.
7S.
Ali,
Hi. How are you
Hey.
doing, Susana?
¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien. You're in California, right?
No, I'm in
Where?
Richmond now.
Oh, okay. You move like me. You move around like me.
Yeah, I'm moving around a lot.
Yeah.
So, okay, you using a 7 still or using at or a 12?
No, I'm just still, I mean, those pictures were the 7.
Okay, and now what are you currently using?
Well, I think it's a 10.
A 10.
Mhm.
Okay. And the camera
But
uses
no, but those pictures are all 7. Yeah. That was last year.
and do you use any program to edit?
Any what?
Any
Oh, yes.
program to edit?
Well, yeah, it's a little saturated, like little Photoshop saturation for the colors.
Oh,
But
okay.
that's about it. Yeah. And the frame, and putting the frame on them.
Oh, cool. Cool. Are you showing anywhere aside from?
Yeah, I showed about 12 images at last July at the Coral Gables Museum of Coral Gables.
Oh,
And
awesome.
they were like 8x10s. Yeah, that's only like 12 images I posted there.
And this is a great opportunity, Ali, to say if what plans do you have coming up, or do you have any exhibitions coming up that you might?
Not yet. No, I'm working on that. Maybe one in Key West. Working on that. But that's for the fall. I don't have exact date now.
Well, you'll have to keep us posted so that we can promote it.
Definitely. Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to mention, and the reason why I invited Ali was you captivated me, especially through the pandemic, through the last year that I had more time to go through Facebook and social media, with your portraits of a city. I think they're so powerful. They say so much about where we're living, how we're living, and about you as a photographer, and you're
Right. Thank you.
selecting the image at that moment in time, and you click that shutter at that precise.
Yeah, because I've went to the streets, like my work used to be well known before. It was mostly studio and
Right.
Black and white and erotic.
Right.
So I decided to do, when I was young, like I was in college, I also did some street photography, but I never took it to an extreme or with a theme. I didn't do a series. So I took this opportunity to go out when everybody was in and see who was out. And play with that and capture the whole social, situation that was going on in Miami, especially in Miami. That's where I stayed during the pandemic.
One thing that comes across very, very clearly to me too, Ali, is your personality, that you have such a diverse amount of people who are responding to your invitation to take a photo.
Yes, I was I don't know if I'm surprised because I've done it before, but before the pandemic. But yes, I have a friend of mine who always said, "Oh, if I ask somebody, they're going to say no because I don't look like you. Well, I don't have your same charm to entice me." They say, this one is a pervert, or something. I don't know what. So no, I bet very little time. A few times I have been said no, because I don't want their, being private moment. They're, But no, well, most people, they want to be photographed. They enjoy being photographed. I have no problem with that.
You never know, they might be in Miami in the witness protection program too.
Right, exactly. Till they're on Facebook.
Yeah, right. So.
But I have enjoyed a great deal your photographs.
Thank you. Me too.
It
Thank
should
you.
be. It should be seen all together. It
Yeah,
really.
there's more. Like at this point, I think I have like 400.
I bet because
Yeah.
you've subtitled them, Portraits of a City, and then there's a
Right, which is city during COVID times.
during COVID at night, at and
So maybe they can see my Instagram. That's usually where I post all of them in Instagram.
yeah.
So what do you think you learned? What was your biggest lesson coming out of doing this series?
The amount of people that still, well, two things. Those that had to stay, like the cafeteria lady in Sedano, she was not very happy to be there most of the time, but she had to be. If not, she lost her job. They made her stay there while the pandemic was starting. And she would even ask me, "Why are you coming out and have your cafe out here? We should do it at home."
Right.
I said, "No, because I want to see you. I want to be out here. I want to see what's happening." Anyways, and then the other people that are like me, they wanted to be out and exercise and just try to carry on life as it was then before the pandemic, except with the mask. But they were not staying in. They didn't want to be having what do you call it? What's the word when the fever? Cabin fever.
Cabin fever. Yes.
Yes.
So and I had a lot of friends and on Facebook or stuff. They would say, "But what are you doing now? You should be in. You're spreading, or they're spreading it to you. Be careful." That type of thing. And I was like, "Well, it is what it is. If I die tomorrow, I leave behind this legacy." So that was my attitude, and I feel healthy and luckily.
One of the things. I'm sorry.
So far, I survived.
Yes, you did. Thankfully. So.
And the photographs are there to show.
Well, one of the things that Kirk and I talking, and Kirk thought of this World Walks, is because we found ourselves walking a lot. Not going places, but walking within where we are in our neighborhood. And surprisingly, a lot of people, even if they walked around the block, at least they felt that they would be out to avoid that cabin fever and that.
Yeah, a lot of people started seeing sunsets for the first time and hearing birds in their backyards.
Yes.
Nature was cleaner and the air was cleaner and the water got clean.
Yeah, I remember reading an article that that Mount Everest was able to be seen from something like 100 kilometers away for the first time in 50 years.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
After people stopped. And I mean, it is amazing how how through the tragedy. I mean, there's these things we've learned and things we've gained from it. I mean, and like Lily was saying that I think we all maybe have come to know a few more of our neighbors, or at least the names of their dogs. And,
exactly. I have to remember Sammy's owner is. Oh my God.
Yeah. Probably easier to remember, Sammy than, Rafael Batalonga or something, I mean.
He has a simple name, I can't remember. I got to ask my friend, she lives in the same building, Sylvia Alvarez. She knows him because when I posted the picture, he says, "Oh my God, that's my neighbor."
Well, and I'm curious to see too if any of our other attendees wanted to ask a question before we sign off. I see Ellen, Danielle. We've heard from Craig and Azucena. Feel like who is it? Miss Marianne on Romper Room. I see Susie. You have to be old enough to remember Romper Room.
All right.
Oh, I remember Romper Room.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
So check out my Instagram. I leave photo arts.
Can you type that in the chat, Kirk?
I can.
Ali Photo, ALI
Mm-hmm.
FOTO
FOTO
Art.
ART. Okay, and that's on
Instagram.
Instagram.
something that we all definitely want to tune into after this wonderful online exhibition. There we go.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank our special guest of World Walks, photographer, filmmaker, Ali Miranda, and once more, Kirk.
The State of Florida Division of Cultural Affairs for helping us put this together. Some great stuff happening with the state. One thing that we want to pitch too is that without their funding, things get tougher for arts organizations. And so be sure to thank your legislators for voting to approve arts budgets. And please write to our governor, Ronald DeSantis, to approve the arts budget as is being submitted by the legislature. That will make a lot of wonderful things continue to happen in the state that wouldn't otherwise happen if he doesn't approve it. Luck, we're getting ahead of the curve here of our virtual plans for World Walks. And I want to thank you, Lily, for co-hosting this with
Yes,
Firehouse
thank
Project.
you, both of you. Thank you, Kurt and Lily.
And I have to thank the boss, who is probably attending to something urgent right now with her mother she's caring for.
Oh.
Marilyn Morales, yes.
Absolutely, thank you.
And on behalf of Firehouse Projects.
And the Unconservatory.
And Cranberry
Coast Concerts. We get to say that together.
Yes, we wish you wonderful walks from wherever you are in the world.
Absolutely. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Sayonara.
Adios. Saitian. Until we meet again.
Au revoir.
Wow.
Wow.
And good night. Good night, sweet prince and princesses.
Yes. Bye. Ali, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon.
All righty.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.